begins with the song Turn to Stone, and it when first hearing it, my attention was brought to just about everything I dislike about 70s rock music. It's all there. Something about the music gave me a faint recollection of having heard it before, and with that, it had me thinking of vacations by car and making stops in Hickville towns with restaurants along marinas. And the tone is so wooden and robotic, like talking to someone with a capitalistic sociopath personality disorder, or a high school teacher who has become too out of touch with his students. The songs are barely catchy, like Sweet Talking Woman, which I now recall having heard in the car stereo as a child. By the way, a song title like that is rather antiquated for our current times. Then there's the song Across the Border with abhorrently stupid lyrics. Night in the City can be described the same way. Starlight, through Believe Me Now failed to keep me awake through their entire 14-minute run. How stoned are people, particularly people not born before this record's release, to actually connect with this shit? Just look at these lyrics. Starlight, I hear you calling out to me. I hear you calling, 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 calling. Sweet love rolling across my mind again. Oh, you roll across my mind. I want you, yes, I do, I need you, yes, I do. And then you run. You've gotta stop fooling around. Keep your feet in the ground, little girl. And starlight will shine all around, little girl. 1. The repeated utterance of the term little girl is no less cringe-inducing and creepy than the 70 billion other classic rock songs that use the same term within their quote-unquote poetry. There's no way anyone should get away with effectively cooing at a female with that term. 2. There's no meaning to the lyrics, as they have no direction. I don't get it. Does Jeff Lynne want to write about space travel, or does he want to meander on obscure vague notions of love and that saturating garbage? Because the whole outer space theme of this record hardly amounts to anything at this point in the album. Just look how far he went with that little girl shit. You've gotta stop fooling around, keep your feet in the ground, little girl, day, 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 and starlight will shine all around, little girl, day, 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 you had me all the summer long, little girl, it's no good at all, day. In the song Stepping Out, Jeff Lynne starts sounding like Stevie Carnarvon from Malcolm in the Middle, like his vocal lead is a tumultuous journey through time and space. Seriously, tell me whose simpleton emotions get this rot? Or equates to this quote-unquote emotional sway? And those gimmicky strings just scratch away ceaselessly, still. So far, I can't decipher the meanings of any of the songs, which is irksome, to say the very least. Side 3 of this album drudges with the same songs from sides 1 and 2, with not even a new vocalist to give me and other listeners a damn break. Almost near the end of this album, the 5-minute instrumental song, The Whale, starts up. It's like all the other tracks, relying on keyboards that don't even produce any leads. And this is supposed to be an instrumental track? None of the instrumentalists playing actually goes anywhere, and about more than halfway into the song, you can hear muffled snippets of Jeff Lynne singing in the background. Just a bunch of well-to-do, yippee, directionless writing. What a waste of an instrumental track. They really should have been studying King Crimson and redeveloped their writing direction. Birmingham Blues begins with promise, but that beginning segment only serves as interlude. The tone is just as brainless as the rest of the songs. There's actually a guitar solo halfway through, but it's far too short. More headache-inducing falsetto backing vocals coupled with the string section swellings ensue, and the chambers are clicking right over my left ear. I walked away from the album feeling nothing other than relief for the cessation of the depressingly overwrought happy carefree harmony soundscapes, listless lyrics and violin sweeps every moment the record was rotating on that fucking turntable. All of which produced opposite effects of these dopes probably intended in incurring to their audience. Maybe it's because I'm not drunk, or because late 70s and early 80s high life culture is not ingrained into me. Either way, the sound of this band makes me feel somewhere between anxious and depressed. This album sucks. It's depressing. It's depressing with how samey everything remains, pumping out lame pop songs from beginning to end, and is sustained in one fucking key. Why did this need to be a double album? It's not even different from the 2 previous albums they released prior to it. They could have released the 2 records at different times and raked in more money from them. It's not chic. There's no edge to it. There's no grit. It just panders to the corporate office worker well-to-do loving soft people of that period in the late 70s and spanning to the current decade we live in now. They may have been barely 30 at the time this was released, but they sound like they are all 45. It's progressive rock suited for playing at a way station, and for all those sleazy men who go on lifeboats and go to auto shows with their hair smelling of tobacco, and their wives all wear glasses and have half present where they are. The feeling and stimulation I receive from this album is the same as how I used to feel when I was a small child and was taken along to big hardware stores. I believe this was the type of shit that played through their intercom speakers, come to think of it. And no one there seemed to realize how dull the entire store looked. It's the pinnacle pop rock tour de-force delight album for those who think Freddie Mercury was the greatest singer who ever lived and think that the Blues Brothers is the greatest movie in the world. It's for people who like Genesis without Peter Gabriel on vocals. I've read some other reviews and testimonies of people who have listened to ELO, and those people say they like their music because it makes them feel happy. I preclude naming the way their music sounds, generally speaking. LOL, that doesn't make them any good. All the music that I listen to makes me happy. Even the gothic bands, and bands like Catatonia and Anathema make me happy when I heard their music, because they don't put out bullshit that Electric Light Orchestra seems to do. They went on to release more garbage into the 80s with albums like Balance of Power with new wave and synth pop stylings, a typical sterile go with the flow 70s origins band move. There was dozens of other better albums released during this year, like Animals, Rocket to Russia, Sin After Sin, Trans-Europe Express, Before and After Science, The Idiot, and so many other great albums. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any of those in my dad's vinyl collection. I guess I'll have to keep borrowing CDs from my friends and from the library. Electric Light Orchestra is a very boring and weightless form of progressive rock, and therefore is meant for all the airheads congregating to the mainstream and the high life. You know who you are.
Yeah, probably progression shopping and mom stuff.